Need to warn you guys that some of the details in this story, beautiful little baby, the details are probably going to bother you a little bit, but we got to be honest. We got to tell about what actually happened here with this child being missing at the time. Definitely don't have a good update here, but I do want to give the details because we want to advocate for justice. And I want stories like this to go viral so that way we can truly get justice for this baby and every other baby that goes through stuff like this. So before we get into the details, let me give you a disclaimer and then we'll go from there. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. And we're getting this story from WBRC.com, so thank you for the article. Let's talk about this beautiful angel that you guys see on my screen, the story coming out of Winfield, Alabama. The mother of a missing 1-year-old boy told Fayette County investigators that her fiance, Stephen Collins, told her he was going to kill their son by the name of Caleb and sent her pictures of his bruised and bloodied body according to court documents. Now, Wendy Pamela Bailey, that's the person that you guys see on my screen, is charged with domestic violence, corpse abuse, criminally negligent homicide, and aggravated child abuse. And you look at this little baby, a 1-year-old baby. What did a baby do to deserve that? There is nothing that a baby can do to deserve that. You just have to be a hateful person to behave this way. There's no other way around that. And these people need to be in hell as quickly as possible. Caleb Collins' disappearance wasn't discovered until after his family was involved in a deadly crash on December the 8th. His father, Stephen Collins, was driving at least 92 miles an hour when he went off the road and crashed into a tree, according to state crash report. Bailey was critically hurt, and the couple's 2-year-old daughter, Riley, who was not in a car seat, was killed. Goodness gracious. Riley was killed, no car seat. Collins also died from injuries sustained in the crash. Sources tell WBRC6 an out-of-state family member questioned where Caleb was after the crash, leading authorities to begin their search. Bailey's father, John Elton Bailey, who lived with his daughter's family, was arrested and charged on December the 11th with failure to report a missing child. The Fayette County Sheriff's Office confirmed its investigation into Caleb's disappearance on December the 16th, and the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency issued an emergency missing child alert for the baby on December the 17th. So hopefully everybody follows me so far. I know that's a lot of information to try to follow. Miss Bailey was released from UAB Hospital on December the 30th and immediately transported to the Fayette County Jail and charged in connection with the deaths of both of their children. She is accused of causing her daughter's death, failing to report abuse of her son, and showing extreme indifference, that word, extreme indifference, to the value of her son's life. Now, here's a disclaimer. Warning. This portion of this report contains graphic details. If you need to exit the video, please exit. For everybody else, Wendy Pamela Jean Bailey acknowledged the fact of knowing and failing to intervene on more than 2 occasions that Caleb Rowan Collins was physically abused by torturous means such as being bound with rope, physically assaulted, and being bound by a rope from a loft. That means hung. Bound by a rope from a loft. Hung a baby. Collins sent pictures to Miss Bailey of their son hanging from a rope with blood on his body and a photo of him lying on the floor with extreme bruising, followed by the messages, "He won't move," and "I'm so sorry," according to court records. Collins then sent the message stating, "He moving," to which Miss Bailey responded, "He just looks wore out and and I think they meant tired. He looks wore out and tired and hurt. Hopefully that's all," according to court documents. Miss Bailey also told investigators Collins sent her a text message saying that he was going to kill their son. Her domestic violence and child abuse charges stem from incidents in July of 2024, and the corpse abuse allegedly happened on September 29th, weeks after Khalib's last confirmed sighting on September the 4th, according to ALEA. Now, according to a court record, Ms. Bailey told investigators upon the death of Khalib Rowan Collins, his body was placed into a bag and stored in an outside storage building for a brief period prior to final disposal at an unknown location. What are these people having kids for? And this is the way that they treat them. Can we get a hashtag babies for benefits, which is our AFC hashtag? These people only had these kids to misuse them and take advantage of them. We call that babies for benefits. Whatever that is, whether it be Section 8, food stamps, car vouchers, attention, child support. Clearly they didn't love these kids and want to see them grow up and become something great. Just horrible. Fayette County investigators have not found Khalib's remains. Ms. Bailey is charged with criminally negligent homicide in the death of her daughter Riley because, according to court records, her failure to ensure the toddler was properly restrained caused her death. Investigators said more charges are possible, and I hope that they get as many charges as possible. It's just really sad. Let me give you guys the fair usage and then we'll go from there. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Just people like this don't deserve to have reproductive organs or have kids. Y'all leave a comment in the comment section. If you know more about this story, you can definitely let us know what you think, especially if you have some particular feelings.
Now, a breaking update on the disappearance of one-year-old Caleb Collins. Now, a breaking update on the disappearance of one-year-old Caleb Collins in Fayette County. We learned today that investigators are still looking for his body after saying yesterday that he may have died months ago. Your reporter Taylor Pollock breaks down the timeline.
We're learning from court records that suggest Caleb Collins suffered serious abuse as far back as this summer, though his disappearance was not brought to light until months later. We warn you the timeline of events is disturbing.
Court records say it was sometime in July that pictures were sent to Wendy Bailey from Stephen Collins that allegedly show their son hanging from a rope with blood on his body and of him lying on the floor with extreme bruising, followed by the messages, "He won't move," and "I'm so sorry." September 4th is the last confirmed sighting of Caleb, according to Aaliyah's emergency missing child alert. On or around September 29th, according to statements Wendy Bailey gave investigators, Caleb's body was placed in a bag, put in a shed, then ultimately disposed of at an unknown location. Then on November 6th, Stephen Collins makes this alarming Facebook post claiming Caleb is suffering medical issues and will need surgery. On December 8th, Stephen Collins, Wendy Bailey, and their 2-year-old daughter are involved in a deadly wreck. Stephen and his daughter are killed, Bailey hospitalized with serious injuries. Stephen was reportedly going more than 90 miles per hour and driving recklessly, according to a crash report. According to the Fayette County Sheriff's Office, they were made aware the following day, the 9th, that the couple also had 1-year-old Caleb. and were not able to immediately locate him. On December 11th, Caleb's grandfather, John Elton Bailey, is arrested for failure to report a missing child. Court records claim Bailey's failure to report, dated September 10th, caused the child to suffer serious harm or death, and that the child was removed from the home and taken to an unknown location. On December 16th, the sheriff's office publicly acknowledges Caleb is missing. Aaliyah issues an emergency missing child alert the following day. As early as December 17th, WBRC learned law enforcement were present at the family's home. The following day, we watched them combing through the area, looking into sheds and searching the property with dogs.
On December 30th, Fayette County authorities say they believe Caleb is dead and has been for some time, and arrest his mother, Wendy Bailey, who faces several charges. We reached out to the district attorney's office for more information. We'll let you know if we hear back.
New developments in the case of a missing one-year-old from Fayette County. The child's grandfather faces charges. He failed to report a missing child. ABC 3340 Cynthia Gould joins us with more on this case that has so many questions left unanswered. Cynthia?
Brenda, the Alabama law enforcement agency issued an emergency missing child alert for Caleb Rowan Collins earlier today, more than 24 hours after we started pressing for answers in this very complicated case. Caleb's father and sister were killed in a traffic crash 9 days ago in Fayette County. His mother remains in critical condition, but all evidence points to Caleb being missing months before that. His grandfather now held on a $100,000 bond for not reporting the disappearance. We visited that crash scene yesterday, where state troopers say Stephen Collins ran off the road hitting a tree, and according to their report, none of the occupants were restrained. Now, prior to all of this, the court documents revealing the child Caleb is believed to have suffered serious bodily harm or death and taken to an unknown location. He was last seen September 4th in Winfield. We will continue to follow this case. Brenda?
Man, so here's the thing. It sounds like this entire family is just messed up all the way around. Just all of these people failing kids. It's just a quite ridiculous story. But to this baby, to the other baby, R.I.P., young souls, R.I.P. I just really wish they had better examples, just better people that could have raised them. But you can clearly tell that the apple didn't fall from the tree. What I'm trying to say, did not fall far from the tree. Those people are idiots and just should not have had access to children. But leave a comment in the comment section if you know more about this story or can share some insight. Just tell me what your thoughts are. Leave a comment in the comment section, okay? Thank you. I can't believe they initially didn't even want to put her mugshot out. Like, why would you not want to expose these damn idiots? Crazy. Beautiful little kids, too.